Welcome back. The head of the Justice Department coming under growing skepticism. More than 1,100 former Justice Department prosecutors and other DOJ officials are now calling on Attorney General William Barr to resign. The stunning development is in response to Barr's controversial decision to ask for a shorter prison sentence for Roger Stone, a longtime Trump advisor. David Shortell is a CNN crime and justice producer. Shanlon Wu is a former federal prosecutor and a CNN legal analyst. Good to see both of you. All right, David, you first. What can you tell us about this statement calling on Barr to resign?
Yeah, hi, Fred. Good afternoon. That's right. There are more than 1,100 former Justice Department officials who have signed on to this bipartisan and sharply worded letter calling Attorney General William Barr a grave threat to the fair administration of justice and saying that he should resign. I'll read you a bit more from the letter. In it, these former officials write that the president's public comments on Justice Department matters have gravely damaged the department's credibility, but it's Mr. Barr's actions in doing the president's personal bidding that unfortunately speak louder than his words. Those actions, they write, and the damage they have done to the Justice Department's reputation for integrity in the rule of law require Mr. Barr to resign. Fred, this letter is really capping one of the most tumultuous periods in recent Justice Department history. It began on Tuesday with that public dispute, the extraordinary disagreement between senior Justice Department officials and a group of career attorneys here in Washington who had asked for a stiff penalty, a stiff punishment for Roger Stone, the longtime friend of the president's, who was convicted last year of lying to Congress and witness tampering. On Wednesday, Attorney General Barr granted an interview with ABC News in which he tried to diffuse the growing crisis and assert the Justice Department's independence from the White House. He said in that interview that it was the Justice Department's decision to seek that more lenient prison sentence for Roger Stone and that it hadn't been made in conjunction with the Justice Department. Fred.
So, Shan, even before this remarkable statement came out, you had concerns about the impact Barr was having on the Department of Justice. You wrote a piece a few days ago for the Daily Beast with the headline, "Bill Barr is wrecking the Justice Department and it may never recover." Tell us why you believe Barr has been so damaging to the DOJ.
Well, as David said, this is an extraordinarily tumultuous time. I had been counsel to then Attorney General Janet Reno, so I'm very familiar with the proper ways that there's oversight on cases. She and then her deputy was Eric Holder at the time, were always very, very careful not to make the line attorneys feel like there's any kind of interference or pressure from the higher-ups. As her staff, if we were told to make an inquiry about a case, we were very careful to make sure it was just about the status, because it was so important that the trial prosecutors, the people on the line, didn't feel that they were being second-guessed or being reviewed by the higher-ups, which were the political appointees. In this situation, Barr has completely upended that situation. He's literally sending in review teams into my former office, the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. It's terribly undermining of morale, and given his public actions, it really shows the public that there is no independence, that he is basically free to interfere with these prosecutorial decisions.
And Shan, you say it's even deeper than that, that you are concerned, that you see how this could potentially influence district judicial jurisdictions as well.
Oh, absolutely. The U.S. Attorney's offices that are responsible for these districts, they're traditionally afforded a great deal of independence, and they do the bulk of the prosecutions in the country. And those United States attorneys are going to be looking at this saying, wow, if I don't get in line, I might suffer the same fate as Jesse Liu did in the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C. Jesse is a friend of mine, and I'm sure she would have stuck up for her prosecutors. And it's so important for the United States attorneys and their supervisors to have the backs of the line prosecutors.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Shanlon Wu, David Shortell, thanks to both of you. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, sir.